What is going on, people? It's Archery. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am back with another GLDL Draft League match. This is my semi-final top 4 playoff match versus my guy Raz, one of my best friends. Yeah, he's got a team. I'll show his team right here. It is Cresselia, Comfey, Goodra, Crobat, Hitmonlee, Morgrem, Vikavolt, Aggron, Golurk, Wishiwashi, and Flareon. He's got a lot of awesome threats. And, oh, I'm sorry, I just hit my mic. And in prep, it was actually really hard for me to build around this team. One thing that I noticed from Raz, though, was he likes to do Comfey plus X with weakness policy. It's a pretty common thing for him. He has a lot of ways he can do it, too. He can do it with Goodra. He can do it with Hitmonlee. He can do it with Golurk and Wishiwashi, which I think he's done it with Wishiwashi in the past. And I know he's done it with Goodra, too. So, he has a lot of options, that's for damn sure, especially with the Comfey. So the main objective for me was to try and neutralize the effect of the Comfey as much as possible, if he were to go with that. There's another option he could have done, which is the Tailwind option with Crobat, and unfortunately my plan does not actually cover that. Crobat's just faster than everything on my team except for Dragapult, and I cannot afford to run a support Dragapult this week. Yeah, let's just get right into the matchup. So, looking at my team, I brought, okay, so I'll tell you guys the lead that I had for Comfey Goodra specifically. It was Persian, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but Triage, Comfey's ability, makes healing moves +3 priority in the priority bracket. It's +3. Fake Out is also +3. So, technically, and in theory, if you outspeed the Comfey, then your Fake Out will go before the Triage boosted Draining Kiss or Giga Drain. So Persian actually naturally outspeeds Comfey, and I evened it to outspeed the Comfey, and I ran Fake Out, and that was basically the plan. So I had Persian with Fake Out, Hyper Voice, Icy Wind, and Taunt just to try and neutralize the Comfey as much as possible. And on top of that, I had Cardio, our Mr. Mime Galarian form, with an eject with trick eject button, assuming that he would max Goodra turn 1, and against a very passive lead that I would be bringing like that, I'm assuming that he would. It took me a while to figure this out, but all in all, it seemed like a pretty good plan going into it, so I went with it. I'm also running screens on Mr. Mime and Freeze Dry, because Freeze Dry hits everything on his team, except for Flareon, obviously, but I don't think he's bringing Flareon when I have Max Supreme Arena a lot of my games. And on top of that, he just gets beat 1v1 by Dragapult. So, either way, speaking of Dragapult and Supreme Arena, I'm actually bringing both of them. Shocker. Dragapult's just a Life Orb, Dragon Claw, Phantom Force, Stealing, Protect, pretty, standard set. And then Primarina, I'm bringing Wakanberry. Now, I'm bringing Wakanberry because he likes to max 2 Pokemon, Goodra and Vikavolt. And I guarantee that one of those is coming, and I guarantee that both of them have electric moves on them. That's basically the thing. I have a little bit of speed investment with a Timid Nature to outspeed non-invested Neutral Nature Goodra, which is what he likes to do a lot of the time. And technically on my team, there's not a lot of things that he wants to speed creep with it, so it just makes sense for him to go with the Neutral Nature, and I'm speed crept on the Primarina to outspeed that. Very important in this match. And then afterwards, I actually have a Luxray with the Shukaberry, and Intimidate, and I'm actually not going to say what the plan for these were. I also have a Gigalith with a Choice Band. You'll have to go to my pace and find out, but that was an also alternative lead if the Persian Mr. Mime didn't work. You can see my movesets and everything like that, but I don't think people will catch on to what I'm actually trying to do with that. We'll see though. I probably won't use it again because I play the winner of Trunks versus Emboss, if I'm not mistaken, if I do beat Raz this week. So, the plan is just to lead Persian Mr. Mime. It pretty much just the support options I have with it with Taunt and Icy Wind and Fake Out and the Trick Eject button with screens. It just beats anything he wants to go for, especially a max candidate with its support next to it. So for example, it could be like Comfey Hitmonlee or Comfey Wishiwashi or something like that. And also it stops Trick Room too, since I have Fake Out, so as well as Taunt. So worst case scenario, He doesn't max turn 1, and then I preserve my max on Pre-Marina or Dragapult, depending on what he brings. It's kind of a coin flip on what I do. I just kind of have to feel it out in the situation. So, anyways, that's pretty much it for me. I'm just going to get right on into the match. So I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, I'm back with game 1. He's got Morgrem, Goodra, Hitmonlee, Vikavolt, Golurk, Cresselia, no Comfey, which is great for me, but that kind of means I over prep for it a little bit. I'm completely okay with that though. Better to be safe than sorry. I'm just going to lead my lead. I think what I have is solid versus what he brought, even though I don't see the Comfey here. I'm expecting Trick Room, because I see the Vikavolt and Golurk with Cresselia. I'm assuming Trick Room just works for him. He beats me speed tier wise. And if he does, I can adjust with Gigalith game 2 because I am in speed if I'm not mistaken. So, anyways, let's just get right into the game. So there is going to be a DC. You guys will see exactly where it's at. I'll explain what happens afterwards. So anyways, let's just get right into the into turn 1 here. So, he does lead the Vikavolt Cresselia. So what I think he's going to do here is protect the Vikavolt and go for Trick Room. I think that's a pretty obvious play. But what I do is I try and get a little bit greedy here. I go for the Fake Out into Cresselia. I felt like that was fine because I'm Sash on Persian, and I kind of need Persian more than I need my Mr. Mime this game, because I don't see the Goodra out front, right? So I'm assuming he has Golurk in the back. He might have Goodra, probably Goodra. If he had the Morgrem, he would have let it. So what I do is I set up Light Screen and Fake Out the Cresselia, in hopes of him going for Trick Room Protect, which I think is a pretty obvious play, but he actually makes a great play instead of that. So he goes for the Helping Hand, assuming that he's going to attack one of my Pokemon. I Fake Out, it doesn't matter. I set up Light Screen. Pretty good. Assuming he wants to max the Vikavolt or Goodra, and I think he'd be special on the Goodra side. So, he goes for the Bug Buzz, take out my Mr. Mime, which is cool. I didn't really need it. It did what it needed to do is set up a screen. Go into Pre-Marina. Now, what I think he's gonna do here is probably max Lightning into Pre-Marina. So what I do here is I taunt on the Cresselia, and if he's Mental Orb, I'm completely okay with that. I don't know if he is or not. Great information for game 2 if he is, considering that I don't see the Comfey or Tailwind, so I know Trick Room is his main mode. So what I do is I just think that Max Geyser plus another Max Geyser in the Rain plus Hyper Voice would KO the Vikavolt here, assuming that he Dynamaxes this turn. So I was being a little bit aggressive here, knowing that I have the Wakam Berry to live whatever he wants to go for with Vikavolt. He goes for the Protect on Vikavolt, which is completely okay with me. I get a free taunt off on the Cresselia. Getting some damage off on the Vikavolt is nice, even though it's not the full damage I would like if he was Dynamax. So, seeing that damage, I actually don't know what his item is. I don't think he's AV because he just protected. So, I see that he's not Mental Orb, and I saw that he went for the Protect Trick Room, which is exactly what I thought he was going to go for turn 1, but he went for it turn 2, which is pretty smart, considering that I have less support options and less bullshit, I guess. I just have a Pre-Marina staring at him in the face, and because I have speed on this Pre-Marina, I 100% outspeed both of these Pokemon, so I'm very, very happy with my spot right now. So I think I just go for the Hyper Voice plus Max Geyser into the Vikavolt. I'm thinking it'll kill. I don't know for sure, though. It might be a roll. I'm not really sure on the calc here. But what I do is I just go for the Hyper Voice into the Vikavolt and Cresselia, good chip, and I go for the Max Geyser into the Vikavolt, and you will see that it does not kill. Very, very close, but not enough. So he goes from the Moonblast into Persian. I have max HP on that, so it's not really doing that much. He goes from the Max Lightning into my Pre-Marina. I eat my Wakam Berry, and it does about 30%, which is great for me. I can actually live another one, even with Electric Terrain up, if I'm not mistaken. I think I can. I don't know if I can for sure. I'm just going to take a leap of faith here. I have absolutely no idea what he wants to do here. Maybe he'll Max Guard Vikavolt. Maybe he'll switch out Cresselia. I have no idea, but I think that Hyper Voice will just KO the Vikavolt here, and the Max Geyser into Cresselia will just give me a good chip on it. So I don't waste an extra Max move, and I get rid of his Dynamax turn 2 of the Dynamax. So it's very, very good for me. As of right now, I'm in a very good spot. I think the momentum's in my favor. Pre-Marina can pretty much deal with whatever he has in the back, if I'm not mistaken. Just Fairy and Water just cover everything. Hyper Voice goes off after he Max Guards with Vikavolt. I'm completely okay with that. Even though I do lose my Max, the following turn what I can do is I can just Hyper Voice and Dazzling Gleam and pick up both KOs almost definitely. Considering that I also outspeed both of his Pokemon. So what he could do is he could go for the double Max Guard and get it and then get Trick Room up, but I'm definitely KOing the Cresselia here, so what he could do is switch out the Vikavolt. Spoiler, this is where he DCs. So when you when the video is going to flip, it'll flip to what the game would have been, which is his 2 Pokemon on the back, because apparently he did not max guard, he just attacked. And since I doubled down with the Dazzling Gleam and Hyper Voice, I have my Persian Primarina out on the field, plus whatever he has in the back. So here we go, flip it right here. Okay, sweet. So he had Golurk and Goodra in the back. Now what happens here is, we didn't switch the rule set. So what happens is, after I KO one of his Pokemon here, he's gonna bring in another one, and you'll see here in a second. So what I do is, I just go for the Icy Wind plus Dazzling Gleam, if I'm not mistaken here. I think that's just a really solid play all around. Considering I have Dragapult in the back, so as long as I can get the speed advantage and KO one Pokemon here, or get enough damage on both to the point where 2 Phantom Forces just take care of it in a 2v2, it'll be good here. So I go for the Dazzling Gleam. You see it does a lot on Goodra. I know that's not AV. Goes for the Sludge Bomb onto Primarina. So it does about 75%. So the health I was at, I was probably about 75%. And with Light Screen up, I actually would have probably been at the same exact health I am now, believe it or not. So it actually worked out just fine. So what happens is that the Persian should have gone down right there, but it didn't, because it has a Focus Sash. And since we reset with the Mons, we're just going to give that kill to Raz, because that close combat would have KO'd Persian in last game if he didn't DC. So what you're going to see here is you're just going to see an Icy Wind, which would have been a Dragon Claw into Golurk, and then a Dazzling Gleam into both of them, and I outspeed both because of the Ice Wind for sure now. So I would have won 2-0 in this game if I had brought in Dragapult right here. Goodra protects, obviously it doesn't really matter. I just kind of win here with the Icy Wind plus Dazzling Gleam. So yeah, I'm going to give Raz the KO there, because on paper it definitely should have if we would have replayed that game. That Icy Wind did a lot, didn't it? I was actually very impressed with Persian's damage output this game. Unfortunately though, it probably would have been a 1v1 right here if he would have gotten that poison in game 1. What you're going to see here is he's going to bring in the Vikavolt, but technically since it's 2-1 right now, if the game wouldn't have DC'd, he's just going to click Protect on it, so don't really worry about that. So what happens is it's basically Goodra versus Dragapult and Primarina right here. It's just it doesn't show that on the game because we just reset and played it out for the video, KDs and stuff like that. So I win game 1, technically 2-0. That's what officially it is. So anyways, going into game 2, I don't really have any other criticism for what happened this game. I thought I outplayed the Trick Room mode pretty well. I thought I pretty much read everything except for the turn 1 and turn 2 basically. I pretty much just outpowered him with the Primarina under Light Screen, which was very sick for me. I was very happy about how this game went. So you're just going to see a forfeit here from Raz. So anyways, let's just get right on to game 2. Alright guys, I'm back with game 2, so I'm just going to go with the same exact Pokemon that I brought. I felt like I had a pretty good matchup versus anything that he brought with these 4. So I just brung them again. Typically this doesn't happen for me, but since I won game 1 pretty convincingly in my book, I felt like game 2 would just go smoothly as long as I made the right plays and thought out everything before. I've actually, in the past, I've struggled with tunnel visioning a lot. And I feel like in this league, I've actually drastically improved on the tunnel visioning part and really thinking 2 turns ahead about if I do something, what would happen, worst case scenarios, everything like that. So, and I haven't been greedy in prep. I've been running the items necessary. I almost ran Habanberry Dragapult this week, even though it didn't really matter. You'll see why in a second. It's still, I almost ran Habanberry because I was so scared of the Max Goodra. So he leads Morgrem Hitmonlee. Now he's actually, I think I've actually talked to him about this lead before. He's gonna self-swagger with Lumberry on the Hitmonlee, right? So unfortunately, I'm not on Nerve Persian this week. I was not expecting this at all. I definitely should have been though. I'm actually Technician for the Fake Out and Icy Wind damage. So basically, what you're gonna see here is the exact thing that I wanted to do with Goodra Comfey, and that is fake out the Morgrem from boosting the Hitmonlee, and I'm going to trick my eject button onto the Hitmonlee. And since he doesn't get the speed boost because he doesn't have his Lumberry anymore, technically I outspeed with Persian, which means I can just Hyper Voice, which is 100% accuracy, and take him out of the excuse me, get rid of his Dynamax turn 2, which is incredible for me, which is exactly what I wanted to do against the Goodra Comfey. So you see he gets the eject button. So Max Darknesses into the Mr. Mime takes me out. I am perfectly okay with this. I believe I go into the Primarina after Mr. Mime dies. I almost went Dragapult there, but I realized that Primarina just kind of wrecks house on what he brought. The Dragapult was just a backup max option. So I pretty much just go for the Hyper Voice and Dazzling Gleam here. I don't want to waste a turn of max. I feel like Dazzling Gleam is just better. Excuse me. Since I know I can outspeed the Hitmonlee and it would be taken out. Worst case, he Thunder Waves my Primarina, which is okay. But he sets up Light Screen, which I'm actually completely okay with. I'm still doing a lot of damage. Hitmonlee doesn't really matter. Its Dynamax is gone now, which is so good for me. I really wish that was the Goodra, but it wasn't, unfortunately. So I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. So then I go for the Dazzling Gleam here just to try and KO this Morgrem, and he goes into Goodra. Thankfully, I clicked Dazzling Gleam here. I almost maxed Starfall into the Hitmonlee slot, which would have been good too. But I like the KO on the Morgrem there, so he doesn't get up the other screen, just in case I need Dragapult in the late game. Like I said before, I have no idea what this Goodra set actually is. I know it's Life Orb, and I know it has Sludge Bomb. I have no idea what other moves it has. I'm assuming it has a electric move. I don't know for sure though. I feel like a Max Geyser into Golurk plus Icy Wind is a solid play here, but I'm expecting him to go for the Protect on Goodra. So I actually have, in reality, he could protect either of these. I have no idea. So I'm just going to protect Primarina here, go for the safe play, and just try and get an Icy Wind off, to just try and get speed control in case he's got a little bit of speed on this Goodra. But he goes for the Protect, which I'm completely okay with. Any good damage on the Golurk is completely fine. That's doing quite a bit, actually. A lot more than I thought it was going to be. Even through Light Screen. He has Light Screen up, so it wasn't as much as game 1, but it's actually doing really solid chip. Sorry, I have a little bit of a sore throat right now. Sorry if I'm like stuttering over my words. I'm just going through it right now with the sickness and everything like that. So anyways, so avoiding Dynamax last turn, I actually go for it this turn, so that I know he cannot protect the Goodra. And if I'm not mistaken, I didn't catch what I did here. I actually played this game like 5 days ago. I'm recording this video super late. I just haven't had the time. Just been super busy. So I actually miss on the Goodra, which kind of sucks. Kind of big time. I really would have liked the speed drop on the Goodra, but it's okay. As long as I can get rid of the Golurk here, after I get rid of the Goodra, I'm a-okay. I just have to ignore the Hitmonlee because I know that Dragapult can take care of it in the back. So Goodra goes down, and as you guys can see, watch this damage. Boom! Golurk hits like a truck. That is 100% Choice Band. I have no doubt about it. Yeah, Choice Band and Golurk, man, that is no joke. And under Trick Room, it's kind of sick. So actually good prep on his part. It's just unfortunate that he couldn't get it off. So I just take out the Golurk here with the Hydro Pump, and I know he's Choice Banded after that damage, so I know he can't protect. And I just go for the Icy Wind, if I'm not mistaken, with the Persian. So I don't even think I need Dragapult this game, which is exactly what I was talking about. I oversighted and I almost went to Habanberry on the Dragapult, but I'm glad I didn't, because in this scenario I really would have needed the damage, especially if it came down to a 2v1 like in game 1. If I misplayed and he outplayed the shit out of me, it could have ended in a 2v1 Dragapult versus Goodra and Golurk. And Poltergeist OHKOs me because he has no guard and it hits through Phantom Force. I learned that in week 9. Funny. And then Goodra also OHKOs me with like Dragon Pulse or Draco or whatever. So I think the Life Orb is fine there. Either way, that's all. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. So at the end of the day, I played game 2 pretty cleanly here. I know the DC in game 1 kind of hurt Raz a little bit because technically the Persian didn't die, but with the state of the game and I just clicked Hyper Voice and Dazzling Gleam, I think the Dazzling Gleam plus Dragon Claw would have picked me up the win in game 1 anyway. So either way though, GG to Raz. He deserves to be in this spot for a position. He had an amazing turnaround to his season. He played so good. Either way, man, I'm just gonna click Dazzling Gleam plus Hyper Voice here. So I think at this point we were saying GG and stuff like that, so that's why we're not really playing and stuff. But I'm kind of just talking in circles right now. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so happy to get another win in playoffs this season. I'm playing up against some really good coaches. I play the winner of M-Boss and Trunks. I still don't know the outcome of the game. I don't know who will win. I don't really have a prediction. Both coaches don't record, So it's going to be super hard for me to prep for them. I only have pace and other coaches' videos versus them to even know. I played Trunks in the regular season, and I won 2-0. Still does not mean that he's a bad coach by any means. I think he's incredible, and I think his team's incredible. He was a couple turns away from destroying me. I think I got pretty lucky. So in MBOSS, he's in first place. I think he's the first seed. I think he ended 7-3 in the regular season. He's got a really sick core of like Metagross, Togekiss, Hydreigon, Raikou, a couple other things, Araquanid, a lot of really big threats on that team. Either way, I'm excited to play both of them. Whoever it is, I'm ready for the challenge. I'm ready. I just really want to I want to represent the MDL because there's a lot of MDL reps in this league, and I feel like it's fun to represent another league. Considering that this is more of an off-season league, I think. If it's not, I'm sorry if that's offensive to you. Wakeman, I know you're probably watching, bro. But I thought this was an off-season league, considering that a lot of the bigger leagues are on off-season right now, and they're probably going to be starting up soon. I'm just really happy that I came in as a replacement coach and played well enough to make playoffs, and then played well enough in playoffs to make finals. I'm very happy. This is my, let me see, technically my 6th season of VGC Draft League. And I've only made finals in 1 of them, and I've made semifinals in 4 now. I've made semifinals. This is my 4th league I made semifinals in. So, or season. I made semifinals in at least. I've made finals in 2 now. So this is my 2nd season in the finals of VGC League. I'm so happy right now. I am just ecstatic. Thank you to everybody who has supported me along this way, and thank you for everybody who's just been giving me compliments. I see you guys in chat. I love you guys. I really appreciate it. Everybody who's been supporting me along the way, I'm just so excited. Even if I don't win in finals, it's been a blast this season. I am going to be heading off to basic training. I am enlisting in the Air Force. So this is going to be my last VGC League for a while. Hopefully when I get out of basic, I'll be able to get back into the swing of things. I leave in December. So I don't really want to join any more leagues right now, considering I only have about 2.5 months of freedom at the moment. But freedom until I go into basic, actually more like 2 months. So like I said before, thank you guys for supporting me along the way. I've just had a blast in this season. My team is so sick. I love it so much. Hyper offense is a lot more my style. I drafted a Glacier team in the MDL that was more balanced, and I didn't really jive with it that much to start with it, but then I started making transactions, and it turned into more hyper offensive, and I've never drafted anything since. I just love hyper offense with a little bit of balance here and there, you know what I mean? Like, I got the Mr. Mime set, I got the Gigalith, I got Intimidate, I have some Pokemons and stuff like that, so I'm kind of talking in circles here. I'm sorry, guys, going off on tangents and shit. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you guys are new, and see you guys next week for the finals, baby. I'm so excited. All right, see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.